face coming out of you from the gloom once again. It's Nick Dutch back again, saying hello. Now, what I'm doing at the moment is I've got the old computer plugged in over there, and I'm operating that with the spare keyboard down there and a spare mouse here. I'm trying to get it to try and find the file that I need, which contained the first half of my writings. Because what happened is I was using that computer and something shit happened to it, and the entire Windows was no longer accessible, and it kind of put a new Windows on top of it without access to the actual files. So I plugged that back in, and I'm using its search facility. Ta-da! To hopefully search for, where the friendly thing will actually be. It's already taken a fair quantity of time and a couple of cups of tea and a fair few hits of my nicotine vaporizer in order for me to just get to this point, and I still haven't seen the file come up. Once that's up, it gets transferred on a memory card here, which actually is very dusty, but it used to contain the instruction manuals for one of the zappers I used to have. Really rather good, but Spooky 2 was better, so I went in that direction in the end for that sort of thing. Right, so because once I got that file and I can get it transferred back over to the new computer, then I can put the two together, and then I can start the actual reading through the whole thing and making sure that it does actually hold together in some way whatsoever. Probably leave a few of the swear words in because I'm still young, cool, hip and rebellious, and so on and so forth. But that's essentially where I'm at the moment with this. Obviously, once I've completed the whole thing, you guys will know about it, because there'll be a book called The Grimoire and the Herbal, which will be out there on Lulu at some point. Obviously, once I've finished reading through it and it works out to actually make some sense, then I'll have to put it in the right format that they prefer, and I'll have to convert things over to PDF, and then that'll be a whole new fun ballpark prior to me getting the thing uploaded. And then we'll just have to wait and see. Then, the word will be out there that, it's possible to do all this stuff without being stupid. And it's possible to be one of these things without being stupid too. I mean, that's essentially the main goal of all of this stuff, as well as to try and bring, people a certain level of understanding about what healing is actually about, because there isn't any of that out there, I mean, there's plenty of people who talk about healing in various different religions, but are these people who know what healing's really about and how hard it is and how challenging it really is, and what you actually have to know and the way in which you have to think about it, and what kind of sources you should be going to for understanding about what healing's really about? I mean, come on. And of course the second bit is essentially my main theme, experiment, explore, don't be stupid, and don't go around saying it works, but there is a real thing out there, and I've explained some of my opinions about what that real thing is, so that will hopefully be okay. And I've also pointed out very strongly that, there's certain ways in which we can't use language because it's wrong, okay? It's a question of right versus wrong, and caring for people, and being considerate and compassionate and appropriate, and making sure we're not lying and we're telling the truth. I don't see why magic should be so dominated heavily by people who just want to just lie. It's just not. It's not nice. Not nice at all. So we're gonna create change. Here we go.